Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lori with Simple Suburban Homestead. I wanted to come on and talk to you guys a little bit and let you know what happened during the night last night. So last night we went to bed, and first thing I want to say is you don't have to live on a piece of land to have predators. We live on a very small lot or plot in a neighborhood, and we have the chickens and we have the quail and we have the rabbit. And if you've watched any of my videos that I have posted within the last couple of weeks, you see all of our animals that we're raising. The rabbit we are not raising for meat. The quail we raise for meat and eggs. The chickens we raise for eggs, not meat. The meat birds we raise for meat. Well, last night about 1:15, or this morning about 1:15, I heard a crying noise, and I got up and put my ear to my window because I have granddaughters that live with us. My daughter and granddaughters live with us, and it sounded like it was coming from outside. And I very quickly woke my husband up and said, "Something's outside, something's crying outside." And he went flying off the bed. Well, about probably 2.5 months ago, we lost about a 12-week-old baby chick to something that actually got into our coop and devoured her. And so that's the first time that we have had issues with predators actually attacking our birds or any of our animals outside. We have seen rats, and my son did some research, and because of the way that that chicken was devoured, she was taken from the vent up. She was cleaned completely. She had her wings and her head. She was intact, but there was no meat on her, and that would indicate a possum. So we have a very large owl that comes and visits quite often, and he was messing with our quail. He could not get to our quail, but he was definitely taunting them, flying like into their aviary outside. So we ended up putting them in pens because they completely quit laying eggs for me. This was my last go around. I ended up selling all those quail to a lady and starting over, and those are the baby quail that we have now. So anyway, last night in the night we heard something crying, and we went flying out back, and we did not turn the floodlight on. My husband had his flashlight, and something had gotten Frank, our bunny rabbit. It did not kill him. It did not maul him. This is one of those times when I'm so thankful that I'm a light sleeper and I heard him. I did not hear any ruckus out of my chicken coop the night that our sweet Daphne was killed. But last night we heard Frank. And so my granddaughter had forgot to put him into his enclosed area at bedtime. And yesterday was kind of busy, and it's the first time, bless her heart, that she forgotten to close him up. But however, he had been in the pen a lot yesterday because we've had a lot of rain, and he'll go in and out as he pleases. Well, I guess at some point he bumped his door shut, so he couldn't get in last night. So anyway, long story short, we brought Frank in and we checked him over, and honestly did not think he was going to live, did not think he was breathing. It was very sad. We are believers in Christ, and there is nothing too small that we don't pray for. And so of course we right away prayed for Frank, and we knew that, you know, it could go either way. We could not see any blood on that baby. His head was very wet with saliva. Around his face was very wet, and he was very dirty. He had given a good fight. He was muddied up the back of his legs, and he's got a lot of grass in his area. So he had to have been fighting before we got out there. So anyway, we cleaned him up. We made an indoor area for him, a pen that we had used in the past, actually, when we got him, because he was a Christmas present, and so he came on Christmas Eve. So it's it's kind of a guinea pig cage I've used for my quail in the past. So we got that all set up for him, and we monitored him for a little while, and he did start bouncing around, which was good. At first I put him in a laundry basket on a towel just to assess him, and the minute we walked away, he was like I don't want to be in this laundry basket. So that was a very good sign to us, was that he was in shock when we brought him in, and we checked him over, no blood, no signs of blood. So we woke up this morning, broke the news to the girls that Frank had been attacked by something. We did not see what it was. It could have been a cat. We don't know. We do have cats that wander in the neighborhood. I'm thinking it was probably a possum, because we did see that possum that got our chicken weeks and weeks later, and it's a big possum. We put a trap out. We were not able to catch it, but then we haven't seen it again. And it's been probably 2 months since then. So, and with our animals, they're very close to the back of my house. I can sit in my glass room and I can hear my chickens cackle when they're going to lay an egg. I can see all of my birds from the back of my house. We can see Frank from the back of our house. So he's very close. Since we live in a neighborhood, he's not, you know, a half an acre away from us. So anyway, this morning, happily to report, Frank is still with us and he looks good. He ate well during the night. His litter box was used. He is very still when we hold him, and he is painful on the forehead. I did use some the Vetericyn spray that I had showed in a previous video. I did spray. It looks like there's a possible puncture wound right about here on his forehead, and maybe a little wound here on the side by his eye, but no blood anywhere. There was no blood on the towel. His fur has no blood, and he wasn't bleeding last night when we brought him in. So hopefully I'm gonna do some research today and see what antibacterials I can use on him. And maybe if I can use Neosporin or something like that, I can put it right on the little spots. But like I said, it's very hard to see. But he was so wet with saliva that it just kind of matted his hair down, or his fur. Anyway, that's that. I'll bring you guys a video later when I get back home of Frank and our 5 meat birds that are growing like little weeds and doing very well, and our incubator that's on day 15, and the humidity is perfect at 72% this morning. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining in on my channel and watching. Please like, subscribe, share anything that you want to, and I'll be bringing more content later as the day progresses. You guys be blessed and have a great one. Okay, we're back. Here's Frank. He's a good boy. See that little spot on his forehead? But he's moving around. He's in his litter box. We're just gonna watch that eye. The eye doesn't look bad at all. It's just he's got some swelling on his forehead right there. But he's a lucky little guy. He's lucky we heard whatever commotion was going on and him crying. You all right, Frank? It's okay. He's like, don't mess with me. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show him to you since I had mentioned the predator during the night. There he is.